Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the WhiskAYE podcast with your host Josh and
David.
Yes, your other host David. It's a little bit late in the recording, but we should still be on time for upload, although that's not worth a lot after last month.
Yep.
But we'll try as best. It should go up with a much anticipated blog from my co-host. It's been a while, he's been very busy, but he's now less busy with less excuses.
Playing hard to get in that.
So it's supply and demand, isn't it? So if you keep supply low, the demand increases.
Yeah, and that's how it's worked because the demand's sky high right now.
It is. My mum is very keen to read your next blog.
Okay.
So
hope I don't disappoint.
You probably will. So this month, April, not May's. We're not onto May's yet. April's Dram team box is called Sibling Sippers, and I'll read you the blurb. In this box, we compare and contrast a trio of distillery pairings, exploring the similarities and differences on display between 6 highly sippable Scottish siblings. Slange. That's how you pronounce that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, that was a bit of a tongue twister there.
It was quite difficult, yeah. 6 highly sippable Scotch siblings.
Slange.
Slange, yeah. Throwing a little bit of Gaelic there just to knock you off.
Just whilst your tongue's tripping over itself.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'll hand it over to you then to introduce our first one of the month.
Oh, you mean the first pair of the month, really?
We're going to drink them together.
I figured I'll introduce that we're getting to, and then we'll go into them individually. But yeah, being that they've been set up as a trio of pairings, might as well go pair by pair.
Okay.
So first we have a pair from Deanston. We've got the first one we'll be going for is the Virgin Oak, and then we'll be moving into the 18-year-old bourbon matured. So this should be an interesting thing.
Yeah, Highland is always a bit of a mixed bag for me because
they can be peaty. Getting.
Yeah, exactly. They more so probably than any area, they range the whole way, if you got what I mean. So
it's because a lot of the Highlands are closer to islands and sort of culture and stuff, and then some of the Highlands are like at Loch Lomond, and it's basically Glasgow.
Yeah, it's the biggest region, so I suppose it's going to have the biggest spread in it.
Yeah.
You can tell that the 18-year-old is definitely bourbon matured just by
looking at it.
Yeah, the colour, it's very pale in it.
It could just be like the 17th run on a sherry cask,
I suppose. Or it could be like a Glen Grant, with their really tall stills.
Yeah, but it just comes out.
Yeah. Right, okay, so we're on the Virgin Oak to begin.
First off, we've got the Virgin Oak. So the card here says one of just 2 signature malts in Deanston's core range, the other being the 12-year-old. This Virgin Oak expression is finished in the new wood for 6 months after the standard Deanston maturation in ex-bourbon casks. This finish gives it a lemony, zesty character. Yum. I feel like you could say just a lemon zesty character but whatever.
I think it's like one of those things, like, because it's this Dram team's not hipster, but it's like that. And I think they like to put things, like, like the boutique whiskey company.
Yeah.
It's that kind of
hip to the
branding
kids
style. Like Brewdog is kind of like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Phone just went off. Moved that on the floor so it doesn't make any noise.
So unprofessional.
Yeah, no. We should make this into like an amber zone.
It's probably like one of the people who've done shout-outs to in the past.
Yeah.
Trying to take us up on it. Who have we done shout-outs to?
I don't know, but shout out to Samsung. Can you please give me a new phone because mine has been broken for a very long time.
Mr. Samsung.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was going to do a shout-out.
No, it's Mr. Sam and Sons.
Oh, very clever.
Yeah.
You should sing it.
What?
Mr. Sam.
No. Don't know the words.
You've not. I don't know. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I was gonna. As soon as you've done a shout out, I thought I'd just do a shout out to Angelina Jolie.
All right. Just for.
Yeah, I quite like
Rob.
her. So seems all right. So shout out to Angelina Jolie then.
Okay. The nose. It says here It's a heady virgin oak bursting with lemon zest. See, they said lemon zest there, but it had to be lemony zesty up above. I don't know. And sweet barley sugar with delicious notes of apple and nutmeg.
It's definitely quite sugary and zesty on the nose. Definitely
Yeah,
get that.
sort of fruity, like but like a bright fruit. Like I get the apple.
Yeah, like a crisp apple, like a
Or a
macerated
pear,
apple.
maybe. Yeah.
And what we got on the palate, supposedly?
A delightful sweetness evoking memories of candied fruits and vanilla toffee, balanced with heather honey. Finished with a satisfying light spice with a rewarding burst of honeyed malt and sweet oakiness.
Yeah, definitely fruity. I'm definitely getting but like it says, like the candied fruits, so not like not tart, very sweet, but not like a Baines kind of sweet, like a light sweetness. This is more of a zesty kind of earthy sweetness.
Mm. Yeah, it's got like a light toffee, vanilla flavour to it. And not getting the fruit so much, but I'm just going to clear my palate. So.
Yeah, now I get a little bit of fruit, but I do get the toffee. All right, I'm just start filling in our notes. So toffee and vanilla with light sugary fruit. Probably want to put something about the nose there as well, don't I?
Yeah, it was fruity.
Fruity on the nose.
Fruit.
Quite zesty. I'll go for zesty rather than just quite zest, because that'd be a bit weird.
Yeah.
Slight spice in the finish.
Yeah, it's a wee bit spicy.
Yeah, it's not the spiciest I've ever had, but there is a little bit, and I can still feel it kind of building now, which I quite like.
Mm. Yeah. Sorry, dead there.
We'll get in post.
Enjoying it. We'll get it in post.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much the uploading to YouTube just does for sound quality and getting rid of gaps and stuff. You just put it on and then leave it and hope that it's fine.
Yeah. Well, we've not had anyone point out any problems with the sound yet.
And we don't have to listen to it again because we were here.
Yeah, that'd be super boring. We're not that entertaining.
Shh. Don't let them know.
Yeah, sorry. Should have left that comment till the end.
We've just lost 0% of our viewers.
I feel like we're entertaining. Once we actually get some listeners,
yeah,
that could be what
who don't feel obliged.
No, we just need enough that we get free whiskey.
Yeah,
that's all we need. No, I really like that. That was nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I would say that was a solid 3.5.
That seems fair to me.
My new plan is 3.5 is nice.
Yeah.
4 is kind of you're getting into the really good ones, and then 2.5 is average.
Yeah.
You're going for a 3.5 as well?
Yeah, I can go with that.
I'm just going to put nice as my comment. Nice. Any comments?
I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, seeing as we're doing it in pairs this month, why don't you introduce our second one? Okay.
Second off, we've got the 18-year-old. So if the Virgin Oak and the 12-year-old are their core range, this is obviously a limited edition, as it says here. Yep. The 18-year-old is Deanson's most recent limited edition, an annual batch release. It spent the full 18-year maturation in first fill American white oak casks that previously held a sweet bourbon, imbuing the liquid with both a golden caramel hue and the characteristic flavours of smooth vanilla and honey.
I wouldn't say that was a golden caramel hue. I mean, maybe
it is a hue.
Yeah, maybe it's a light
hue of it.
But it's like, this is like homeopathic gold.
The best kind of gold.
Well, obviously, it's very potent, but
the less you have in the water, the more good it is.
Yeah, that's water's got a memory.
Yeah.
So all those people who ditch stuff in the sea, they're beggared because the water's coming for them. There's a horror film to be written.
You know what they say about water? Water never forgets. Or maybe that's elephants.
Yeah, because they've got trunks.
Oh, full of water. Now I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think what? I can't continue that.
No, we went to the logical conclusion.
Yeah,
Elephants
yeah.
have trunks full of water, so they never forget.
Yeah, screw you, David Attenborough. Not really. I like David Attenborough. Shout out to David Attenborough.
You see, he recently did a thing where he released all these like native music that he'd recorded, like soundscapes, as they like to call them.
No.
From like in the 60s of
Right.
these tribes that had never had been touched by Western civilization, so their music was untainted by jazz or whatever was tainted music back then.
Jazz keeps tainting music to this day.
That's the basis of rock and roll, mate. So that's why jazz, blues, rock and roll.
Blues is okay. Jazz is just a waste of time.
Yeah. Oh, it's a part of blues, I would say.
No, blues has got rules. Jazz, when you just make it up as you're going along, it just ends up sounding like shit.
I think that's why like most people who play jazz don't just make it up as they go along. They have
well, whatever.
You're thinking of freeform jazz.
Yeah, but I don't care enough about jazz to know to differentiate between it. I just know if you like jazz, I don't like you.
But well, basically, he asked for people to for musicians these days to like remix these sounds so that they wouldn't be lost, because they will be lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, off topic. Some David Attenborough music special.
Yeah.
But,
Another shout out to David Attenborough.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take me to the jungle or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move on.
Yeah. Yeah.
The nose is aromatic, floral, grassy, and malty, balanced with notes of American oak, honey, tobacco, and nutmeg.
That's a lot on the nose.
Mm.
I get malt.
Yeah, I can maybe get what they mean by it's grassy. Yeah.
I don't really get grassy. I get the nutmeg and I get the oak. Maybe a little bit kind of like cut grass, maybe.
I was thinking like it smells like plants, which sounds like really uncultured, but you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, you're from Scotland. You don't have plants up there.
all we have is plants.
Yeah, true. You have plants, but they're like the ones that humans built and they make things.
Yeah, like wheat and stuff like that.
No, I was thinking more like car plants rather than humans.
No, we don't even have that. We don't have that kind of industry up here. We have education, whiskey, and oil, and that's it.
Thanks. That's the trifecta of a successful civilization.
Yeah.
That's why England's collapsing.
Yeah. I heard a thing recently where someone was... I didn't hear a thing. I read it, probably on Reddit. Might have been in Shower Thoughts, where someone was like, in 500 years' time, this will be known as the oil age. And I was like, that's probably accurate.
Yeah. Oh,
people say the information age, but they act like they won't have information in the future. Like...
Yeah, I know what you mean. But we've still got bronze and
yeah, but like information that is probably going to be the foundation of society.
Yeah.
Henceforth.
Yeah. Anyway, what we got on the palate and the finish?
Palate, we have a sweetness of gingerbread, vanilla, and barley sugar, with spicy white pepper, manuka honey, and citrus. So I don't know how you differentiate honey and manuka honey, but
I've never had it. Don't really like honey, so that'd be silly, wouldn't it?
Just hardcore vegan, aren't you? Won't even eat animal products that the animals need to make.
No, I'm all for making honey because I like bees and don't like vegans, but I just don't like honey.
And on our finish, we're supposed to have dry spice and honey ginger warmth.
There's definitely spice. Get quite a bit of spice. I'm not sure I get the vanilla or the barley sugar.
I get something sort of sugary. Maybe it is the sort of honey sort of flavour.
It's definitely bourbony.
Yeah. But there is a sort of a honey flavour in there.
Yeah.
Like
maybe.
A quite bright sweetness.
I'm going big or going home today, by the way. I'm having the whole of each one.
Alright. So, we'll be expecting to see you at work until 10 tomorrow.
Yeah, I got in at 10 today and I was told... I texted someone when I was walking in, but like, do you want to get a coffee? They're like, you've got a meeting at 10. I was like, oh.
Well, that's what they get for setting up a meeting for you at 10.
Monday mornings I always struggle with.
It was sort of a meeting that I might have been meant to go to at 9:30 today, but I was like, I wasn't the person who was meant to be there. It was in a different place, and I would have had to go there. So
Well, there you go then.
there was someone else there, so they should have went. If they did go, they didn't go. It's not my fault.
That's why I've got a member of staff. I just send them to stuff.
Anyway,
so I'm putting sweet and planty on the nose. Initial sweetness quickly overtaken by medium spice, warming finish.
Yep.
Anything you would like to add to that,
I'll just
compadre?
say it's actually still quite honeyish. Like
Under your
slightly honey, yeah.
Quite honeyish.
I don't know what the word for honey tasting. Quite honey tastes like honey. There is a lot of honey flavour in it.
Yeah, I'm just going to leave it as quite honeyish. It's all right.
Fine.
What score would you give that?
Probably just a 3 on that one. Don't think it was as good.
I'm going to give it a 3.5. I thought it was. See, this is the thing. So if you're looking at prices, because I've been good and filled in the basic information first time, that is about twice the price of the previous one.
I disagree with that valuation. But obviously it's 18 years old, so it's just going to cost more purely based on storage time.
But I liked it maybe a little bit more, maybe to push it to like a 3.6, 3.7 if we were getting into that kind of granularity, but not twice.
Fair enough.
Not twice as much. But it's not a linear scale, is it?
No, it's this is how I feel right now.
Well, no, I mean like pricing of whiskies.
Yeah,
it's not a linear scale. It's basically you've got your 30 to 50 pound range, and then there's nothing between 50 and like 70.
Yeah.
Then you have 70 to 100 pounds.
And then you've got expensive stuff.
Yeah, and then it starts to just
random price points between.
Yeah.
That, what was it, 15 grand or whatever the one.
Yeah, like I really like a Winter Storm. As you know, I bought a bottle, but I wouldn't say it was 5 times better than an IPA.
No.
But then, how do you find 5 times better of a taste?
This is it, and you have to say it's pretty rare, because I didn't even know ice wine existed before we had that.
Yeah, we need to try ice wine at some point.
Well, I have to go to Scandinavia for that.
I imagine you can probably get it over here. I mean, Bristol, they're all like posh snobs down here. There's bound to be ice wine kicking around. Sure.
Maybe. I feel like if it's ice, then it should be frozen, so it should have to. I mean, I suppose you can freeze things and transport them.
Well, it's made from frozen grapes, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I was joking.
I don't know if you keep it out frozen though. Maybe you do.
They probably keep it quite chilled, but.
Yeah, I imagine. Okay, Let's jump on to the next pair, which I will introduce in my best Gaelic. Yep. So this is from Bunnahabhain, which, if you go by the history of our podcasts, I'm sure I've mentioned is one of the few Isleys I've got time for, because they don't tend to be as heavily peated as the Islay brothers or sisters, whichever way you want to see it. I gender everything. Yeah, they do tend to be slightly peaty or medium peaty, I suppose. I guess they've probably got some very heavy peaty ones as well that I've not had, but they tend to be a bit more salty, and I quite like a salty one.
Yeah.
So, should hopefully be quite nice. They're both fairly golden.
Yep.
Right. So
probably just all the heavy peat that they put in there.
Yeah. I will introduce the first one. So I will need your assistance on this one. So how do you say the first one?
Oh, you go first.
So is it like Totik Ada?
I'd have probably said Toitchik Ada, but
Toitchik.
Yeah.
Toitchik Ada. Sorry, apologies to anyone who actually speaks Gaelic if we put.
I don't actually know how to pronounce the Ada bit, and I'm guessing on Toitchik. But
we're trying as best. We do. Yeah. We do have respect for your dead language, because it's used in whiskey.
There's like 25 people that speak it. They put it on all the signs up in the Highlands.
That's like double of Welsh. So
exactly.
Well done. And it's nicer than Welsh as well. What an awful language Welsh is. Shout out to Wales.
This is basically England, right?
Yeah, it's just not a very nice language.
Just ribbing them, because they're the Celts that aren't on the flag.
Well, also, and I live down here, so I get quite a lot of them.
You basically live in Wales.
Yeah, basically. Bristol's basically Wales, so we just pick on them quite a lot. Besides, I'm English. I've got to pick on you provincials, haven't I?
Yeah, you got to do it verbally, because otherwise
there's a good point.
Feel good about getting beat up all the time.
Well, yeah. Yeah, because England, gets beaten up by the provincials. There's a good point about the fact that, if Scotland did go independent, I could have dual nationality.
Hmm?
Well, I'm
So
quite
could I.
Scottish. Yeah, so could you, yeah. Because we're basically mirrors, aren't we?
Yeah.
There's a scary thought. All right, okay, sorry. So, Torchik Adar.
Giving people too much information, they'll be able to work out our passwords now.
Yeah, damn, I really shouldn't have had my password as mirror of co-worker.
Yeah.
I have to go change it all now. Give me a sec. So, continuing our very tasty Scots Gaelic lesson, courtesy of Boona Harben.
Oh, they've got a...
Oh, they've actually said, if we'd have actually read a little bit further, it'd have told you. Torch Shakagar.
I'd say that's Torchik.
Torch Agar. So not Adar, Agar. Fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't sure about that bit. But...
Yeah, so means smoky too. Smoky, as proportion of peated barley was used.
I like how you just stopped speaking midway through.
Yeah, I was just dreading it. And 2, for the casks from which it was sourced, both ex-bourbon and ex-sherry casks. This dram is as easy to drink as it is difficult to pronounce. Oh, cheers, lads. It's nice. Okay, so on the nose, we've got intriguing peatiness. It's not intriguing. With hints of sherry and rich oak. On the palate, we've got immediate warming peatiness, drifts to a sweet Oloroso sherry influence with rich oak, balanced with delicate pepper. And the finish is robust length for the discerning palate. So I'm not going to like the finish either because I don't have a discerning palate. I can't even tell what Manuka honey tastes like.
Yeah, I would actually agree that the peatiness is... Maybe the intriguing is not the word, but it's not in your face.
I'll tell you when I can open it.
You can smell it, but...
It's fighting back at the moment.
Yeah, this box seems to have been more sturdily crafted than last time.
Yeah. Well, keep the airwaves empty, not empty.
Oh, I think it's funny just listening to you struggle to open a plastic
I just can't
bottle.
grip the damn thing.
Have you been doing like barbell curls or something?
Not today, no. I just won't turn.
Heavy deadlifts, you got no grip left. Do you want a hint? Have you got like a tissue or a paper towel or anything?
I'm trying it with like my shirt and it's just slipping still.
Yeah, but paper towels are more fibrous, so they grip better.
Why would I have a paper towel lying around?
I don't know.
Wait, I've got like a shirt, a linen shirt that might be more grippy. That's not
for all I know, you record in the bathroom because the acoustics are better.
No, I don't. I just record on the toilet because I don't have to worry about like needing to go.
Yeah, like a pro gamer.
Yeah, something like that. Come on, you stupid thing. Go on then. What's it taste like?
You're just pretending like you can't open it.
I've opened
said
it.
It was
it's good. It's about my embarrassment is over, and now I get to enjoy the fruits of my labour, a peated whiskey. Hooray! Yeah, it is a little bit peaty on the nose. It's not too peaty. I'm not immediately terrified / disgusted. Shout out to Pete.
Yeah, it's like quite peaty at the front end, but it does fade.
It's quite light peat on the nose.
It's a bit of a you know that medicinal quality that peaty whiskey has.
Yeah.
Where it makes like your lips go a bit numb and stuff like that.
It's too peaty for me.
I quite like it. It's all right.
It's like peat on the nose, and it starts off. I was waiting because the first taste is lightly peated, but then it kind of builds up.
But then it fades off.
Yeah, it does. I don't really know. Let me have some more. I'll tell you what the finish. If you drink it fairly quick, it's not too bad.
Always a glowing reference. I believe that's what people say about white cider.
Oh, some of the ciders down here.
Well, they're fancy ciders, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know. I quite like cider, but
I don't.
When it gets fancy, it's a bit much. Oh. A light spice on the finish.
Yep. It's robust length.
Yeah, I'll give it robust. Go on then.
Not length though. You've had
I
longer.
don't give anything length. Wah, wah. My mum listens to this.
Yeah. I didn't say anything. It was you.
That wasn't a euphemism or anything, Mum. Please don't.
Don't what? Like ground you.
Hey, don't pretend you would not be afraid of your mum if she was upset with you.
Oh, of course.
Well then.
But we can also run away these days.
Never outrun your mum, can you?
Eh?
You never outrun your mum.
Oh, she knows where I live, so that is a problem.
Yeah. Go on then. What would you give it? I've said light peat on the nose. First taste is lightly peated, but then peatiness builds. Light spice on the finish. Robust.
I'd give that
oh, excuse me.
a 3.5 again, I think.
I've given it a 2 and put a bit too peaty for me.
I guessed you would.
To be fair, for a peaty one, that's not a bad score for me.
Yeah. It's going to be great that when we finally go to like
Islay,
you just end up either flipping to the other side or you just quit.
Well, you can't criticise something if you're not willing to try it. So I'll give Islay whiskies a fair shake.
Yeah.
And then confirm my original hypothesis.
Sorry about that bit of noise.
That's all right. What were any further comments to give it?
Give me a second.
Okay, I will try and
There's a tiny little bit left to reinvigorate my memory.
Yeah, well, it's always good to jog your memory, especially as you get a little bit more drunk as we go.
I thought you were going to say old. I was like, I'm only 30.
I'm apparently 36.
Are you? Is that your metabolic age?
Did I not tell you about that?
What?
This is the new person in his team. She's only like 22, so I was like picking on her for being young.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, just because you're much older than me." I was like, "I'm not much older than you." And she's like, "What?" And so I told her how old I am. But obviously, I can't give out now because I'm just gradually narrowing down who I actually am.
Yeah. That's not good for Batman. Oh shit! What have I done?
Yeah, you fool! And she said, "Oh, I thought you were 36." And I was like, "What? What? I don't look 36." She's like, "Well, you look older than you are." And I was like, "I've always been called babyface." She's like, "No, you look older than you are." And then there was this older bloke in the team who was 48. I was like, "You guessed he was 48." I was like, "He's not. He don't look only 10 years older than me."
No, he looks 12 years older.
Yeah. Well, mate, at this age, you forget all your numbers.
Yeah.
It was fun. It's because I'm from Yorkshire, so we age quick. It's like dog years, isn't it?
So you're basically about 55 in Yorkshire.
I'm basically dead in Yorkshire years. Yeah. Any further comments after your reinvigorating sip?
I would just say it was good for a peated whiskey.
Good for a peated. Do I have to put a little clap sound in as well?
That was my chair. But yeah.
But you're just like, good for a peated whiskey.
No, I'm not. I don't want to add sound effects without people being able to see what they are, because you never know if people could take them the wrong way.
Fair. I was saying to my flatmate, I should identify him by name and location, shouldn't I, just to ruin his life.
Andy T. Cole.
yeah. Because then that'd identify me as well. I was saying that when we do meetings, we should do it in anime style. So like all the hand gestures and the like, huh?
Like what? Like for IRL and Monster Hunter World.
Yeah. But you know how like in anime and that when they like react to something, it's always extreme. So it's never like, what? So it's like, huh? And then they stand up and then they like punch the air and stuff like that. I think we should do that.
That'd be great.
It would.
That could probably go on our list of ways to get fired off the graduate scheme.
We need to reinvigorate that because we gave Lauren, Lauren, we can say we gave Lauren loads.
Yeah.
I can't remember what they were, but I'm sure some of them were fun.
Yeah. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
There's one that's just to go into the regrade interview and say no comment to everything. A police interview.
Bring in a lawyer.
Yeah.
One of us should have pretended to be the lawyer, and then like they could have looked at us, and we could have shaken his head, and they'd just been like, "No comment."
That'd been excellent.
It would have been good. All right, next, Boona Harben.
Yeah.
And I'm
No,
going
you
to
can either read this one off the card or you can just try and guess.
No, it says it here, so.
Yeah.
Stewradder
I would say
means.
that's, yeah, Stewradder, but yeah.
Stewradder, okay, means helmsman in Scots Gaelic and pays tribute to the chap adorning every bottle of Bunnahabhain. This limited edition comes from first and second fill sherry casks of varying ages and warehouse locations, designed to both expose Bunna's coastal nature and to capture the sherry influence much loved in their flagship 12-year-old, the whiskey. Nose, dried fruit and creamy caramel with hints of brine, vanilla, nuts, and a touch of spice. The palate is a creamy mouthfeel with a dried dried fruit influence, sea salt, creamy caramel with hints of nuts, and again a gentle spice. And the finish is long and lingering with hints of dried fruit. This sounds very nice.
This is going to be the one that I don't like because it's basically seawater with some fruit in it.
Yeah. Well, what more could you ask for? I actually managed to open this one as well, so it's doing better than the last one already.
Psychological.
Yeah, I just couldn't make my hand open a peated whiskey. No, save you from yourself. Okie dokie. What have we got on the nose according to us? Yes, there's like that salted caramel again. It's kind of like the Glen Scotias.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. It's
like
that
raisins
kind of,
by the sea.
Yeah, it's like that umami / sweet, which is I guess what salted caramel is. Yeah, that deep kind of.
This is going to sound weird, but it smells warm.
Yes. I agree.
Yep. Take a sip.
Oh, that's very nice. That is very nice.
They lied to me. It's not even salty.
No, that's definitely creamy.
It's like
that sherry
seasoned rather than salty.
Yeah, and it's got like that sherried, wide mouth feel. Tiny bit of spice right at the start, like it says, gentle spice, but that's quickly gone.
It seems to finish quite far forward, though.
Yeah, agreed. It's like it feels like it never actually gets to your throat.
Yeah. It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Bright.
Yeah.
Like a sea breeze.
Like a rolling wave. Yeah, that's nice.
Pleasantly
nice.
surprised.
Yeah, salted caramel / warmth on the nose. Wide sherry mouthfeel. With light spice. Giving way to, I don't know, how would you describe it? The main flavour.
It's like a little bit ginger.
Yeah. That spice stays there, doesn't it? So it kind
and then a little bit fruity.
Way. Yeah.
Like
spice fading
like
into the background with
like a gingerbread pudding or something.
Yeah, like I'm gonna put sherry flavours.
Yeah. That's what they are.
Sherry flavours coming to the fore.
Yeah.
And it's quite an immediate finish though.
Yeah. Abrupt
finish, yeah. That's very nice though, I like that a lot. I've actually extended the width of our comments column for that because it deserved it. Very nice, reminds me of Glen Scotia. I'll give that
well seasoned as my
thought. Well seasoned. What would you give that?
I'd go to a 4 as well. Very nice.
Yeah, that was very nice.
Definitely have to visit them when we go.
Well, Bunnahabhain was always on my list because it's one of the few that's not too heavily peated. So
imagine that the way we want to. I mean, we'll probably do it geographically, but if you were to do it, you'd probably want to go like Bunnahabhain, Carlisle, work your way up.
Yeah. Obviously, you've got to do Laphroaig and Lagavulin because those are the big two.
Yeah, but you do them at the end when you're drunk.
Yeah, you can't taste it, yeah. We need to put that out to our IRL friends or / colleagues, whatever you want to call them.
I feel like calling them colleagues is quite an insult.
I don't know. I feel like some of them may think calling them friends is quite an insult.
Oh, true.
Some of them are too good for us now.
Can't be too good for me.
Not to be specific, but living abroad, enjoying peated whiskies.
Yeah, Martha.
I didn't say that. I did not say that. I think she's fantastic. I think
I was
she's
joking because she
fair
she
and
lives
lovely and
abroad
kind.
technically.
Yeah, I'm just getting it out there.
Yeah, no, Martha.
No, you've said it.
Champion spirit.
Champion.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah. I don't want to give any too many details.
I feel like you can be champion of a lot of things in this country.
True. All right. Do you want to introduce our first Aaron, and I'll introduce the second one, or do you want to do them both?
I'll do first. You can do second, and that'll make it 3 each.
Okie dokie.
Neither of us is hogging the airtime.
I try not to. Most people agree you're more amusing than me, so.
I don't know. I can't. I find it hard to amuse myself.
That's what my mum tells me anyway.
I
wish you'd be quiet more.
Yeah. Is that why she's looking forward to my podcast? Because she knows that there will be some sick my blog. Because she knows there'll be some sick burns about you.
You just don't read them. She don't read mine. Just like,
it's been ages since there's been a blog up, and you're like, I've done one every week.
Yeah. She's like, I knew it'd be crap.
Okay, so yeah, going on to the Aaron malt from Aaron. Funnily enough, Aaron started distilling in 1995, and this 14-year-old was first released in 2010. After an initial 12 years maturation, this bottling is re-racked in a combination of first fill bourbon barrels and first fill sherry hogsheads, adding some real depth to the characteristic light cereal and citric notes of Aaron's spirit. On the nose, there should be dried fruits, vanilla and toffee up front, with a little water. A salty tang appears, so we might want to add some water to it, with caramelized fruits indicating a depth of flavor to come. So,
okay, I get fruit. Yeah, I definitely get kind of dried fruit. And
sherry
definitely dried fruit and vanilla is quite strong in that. On the nose, I'd say. Yeah, and what are we to expect on the palate?
Palate is sweetness, spice, bitter orange, charred oak, honey, apple, and pears, with a finish with notes of licorice and pineapple lingering.
I get maybe licorice on the finish. Maybe. On the palate, I'm not too sure. That's hard to pull out.
It's quite definitely spice. And the bitterness is there.
There is a slight bitterness, yeah, towards the end. Middle to end. Sorry.
In fact, in the finish, there's sort of a bitterness. I
feel
it on the sides of the tongue. I know you don't. Your taste buds taste everywhere, but
yes,
sensitive there.
This starts towards the middle, continues into the finish. There is kind of a citrusy, but not like the sweetness, just the zest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like kind of an orange peel rather than the orange. Not that I've ever eaten an orange peel, but...
Well, you probably have. They put it on all the cakes and stuff.
All right, Mr. Pedantic.
Yeah,
Christ.
But not on its own.
No, not intentionally. I'm going to add a little bit of water to it.
I straight up found out the other day that there are people who eat the banana with the skin on.
Yeah, there's idiots everywhere.
And I've seen a guy streaming who eats oranges with the skin on.
I eat kiwis with the skin on.
That just sounds weird. I can see why you might, but it's awfully furry. It's supposed good fibre.
It is supposedly, it's where all the vitamins are, but it's just how I've always eaten them. I didn't do it as a conscious decision. It's just how I've always eaten them. I get picked on quite a lot for it. The new joiner to my team apparently once got potassium poisoning from bananas.
That is a problem.
You eat 12 in an hour.
Nice. I mean, I like bananas, but I don't like them that much.
Well, he's in the Navy, so he got a dare.
Oh, right.
So he did, and then he woke up at 3 a.m. and he was like, it was yellow liquid coming out both ends.
Do you know what I had for my dessert today?
I do not.
Because I had chicken salad wraps for my dinner, I had a banana wrap with the leftover wrap for my dessert.
Clever.
I was like, what am I going to do with one wrap? And then I was like, oh, I was going to eat a banana. Might as well wrap it up.
That's like when I had fajitas when I was back living with my parents a while ago, and we had fajitas, and then my mum said something like, "No one's going to eat all these wraps now. There's no chicken." And I was like, "Is that a challenge?" So I ate four tortillas like together, just dry.
They're quite tasty.
Yeah, but they like absorb all the saliva in your mouth.
Yeah, it would get dried pretty quick.
It was a struggle. And then I was like, "I told you I could do it," and my mum was like, "I never said you couldn't."
And this is why she prefers my blogs.
Yeah. Well, I think that's one of many reasons, but yeah. Well, this is a good thing because I'll be able to test her now.
What?
I'll be able to be like, which story did I bring up? See
Like...
if she actually listens. Yeah, okay, back to the actual whiskey. Definitely kind of like that orange peel, citrusy zest, but not the sweetness.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's definitely the previous ones have all been very like sugary, honeyish ones. This one's been more in the spice range.
You do get a bit of salt if you add water, by the way.
Yeah, I just put some water in, then finished the glass so that the glass would be clear, and it was quite salty, but not bad salty.
I'd give that another 3.5 personally.
Yeah, I'm in the market for giving that a 3.5.
You know, like on old Top Gear when they used to give it like, if the track was wet, they put a W next to it so that the fact that the time was slower was kind of...
You should have like a P.
Yeah. I do. Yeah. Because I'm like 4 whiskies in now in a short time. So it's... You know, my dependability on whiskey tasting is low to begin with.
Yeah. I was meaning for Peter's ones, not for when you get drunk. But yeah.
I was thinking you meant P for pissed.
Yeah, that too. We should get double P.
Yeah, double P.
That's when you're pissed and it was peated.
You'll know when it's peated because my score will be low and yours will be all right.
Yeah, that's fair.
Comments to add to that? I don't have any for that one. It was nice. It's definitely one I'd have if I saw it at a bar. It's not one I'd buy a bottle of.
Yeah.
Which is basically what I mean by a 3.5.
Yeah.
Good enough to drink, not good enough to buy a bottle of.
Yeah, good enough to drink, not good enough to drink a lot of.
Yeah, not on our wages. I'd probably buy a bottle of every whiskey imaginable if I was rich, but...
If you were Big Donny T.
Big Donny T, yeah.
Because we're great pals.
Yeah, shout out to Donald Trump.
Because I'm Scottish, you see, and he loves Scottish people, even though we're not. We don't really care.
Yeah, I don't think you really like him back, but...
No, he built a golf course near where I used to live, and it closed like a lot of things.
It always amused me.
And they already had 2 golf courses in the area, so they were a bit peeved.
Mm. I like the idea of him just going out with like a hammer and a tape measure and building it.
That's how you build golf courses, isn't it?
Well, he's the world's best builder, isn't it? Didn't you say that once or something like that?
Well, he built Trump Tower, didn't he?
With
his own bare hands.
Just to backtrack away from the idea of Trump building a building with his bare hands.
Yeah.
I suppose it's not how you build a golf course with a hammer and tape measure.
Yeah.
That was a fair side comment to make, and I feel it must be addressed.
Yeah.
You probably don't. You might use a tape measure.
Yeah, but most likely you use a spade.
Yeah. Don't imagine you use many hammers.
I had to restrain myself from making a joke.
No. No, we're not going there.
No. We've made enough fun of the president, the leader of the free world.
The leader of the free world. That's the Queen.
I don't think you can be called the leader of the free world when you get your powers by, divine right.
Yeah, well,
it takes away the freedom of the people.
If that was what, God intended, can't argue.
You can't if you don't believe in God.
I feel like the Queen is not an argument for monarchy, it's just an argument for the Queen.
Yeah.
Like, she's pretty great as...
Yeah, the current monarchy isn't bad.
Yeah, exactly. The Queen herself.
Concept of monarchy is maybe
There's
a
more
bit
problems.
outdated.
And I'm a monarchist, but there is more problems with the concept of monarchy. But I feel even like staunch Republicans are basically like, wait until the current Queen's gone because she's pretty great.
Yeah, we're not going to chop her head off.
No, because she's pretty great. It's hard to look at someone who's given that many years of service to a country and be like, kind of want rid of you.
I think we should get to vote for the next. Like, keep it royals, right? But we should get to vote for the next royal to
You
be king.
vote for?
Eh? I'm
Who
going
would you
for
vote?
this new kid, the Harry's kid. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's subvert expectations, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm all right with Charles.
He's all right, but he's never. I really don't think there's any point in him being king. He's what, like 90?
He's not quite that old, but I quite like how he like if he doesn't like something, he writes letters about it, and people are because the thing is you've got two different styles. Because like the Queen is very much you don't get involved.
Yeah.
Because it's your duty to be completely impartial, which is completely like respectable. And it's amazing that you could do that. But I also quite like the fact that he's the Prince of Wales, like so he should be allowed to have comments on stuff.
Is this you saying that Wales doesn't count, really?
No, what I'm saying is like he's the second
Yeah.
highest royal. He should be. If you can't say to someone got a problem with what you're doing when you're the second highest royal, when can you?
Yeah. I mean, clearly the Duke of Edinburgh is the second highest royal because he's definitely high.
It's hard to dislike Philip, innit?
Eh?
It's hard to dislike Philip, unless
Yeah, I
you're
mean, like
minority.
it's like, oh, he's clearly like a racist and like a
He's a racist in a funny old
bigot in that,
grandpa
but
way,
it's like
kind of.
in a way where you're like, he's not harmful with it. He's
No.
didn't mean it like.
No, exactly. His intentions are good. The way he actually does it.
Dislike people because of the color of their skin, but he's not gonna not call them a word that he's known since he was a Greek.
Yeah. Okay, to the final whiskey after our little segue there. Yeah. So this is another Arran malt. This one is 21 years, so it's 50% older for those of you who can't do maths. And not math, because we're not American, it's mathematics.
Yeah, I do more than one math.
Yeah, MAFF. This limited release, first edition 21-year-old, joined Arran's core range of age statement single malts late in 2018 and is the distillery's oldest expression so far. Like its younger sibling, the 14 which we just had, both bourbon and sherry casks are used for maturation. Has a depth and complexity more than worthy of sixth dram status. So there's dark chocolate and sweet spice on the nose, with ripe figs and prunes, followed by dark chocolate, grapefruit and ginger on the palate. And the finish is long and warming with hints of soft spices and roasted hazelnuts. The finish is memorable and satisfying.
Cool. So, I've just got a quick question before I go into this.
Fire away.
Do you know? I don't know, but do they? It says here. It says for the previous one, and then this one's done the same way. It's re-racked in a combination of first fill bourbon and first fill sherry.
Mm-hmm.
So do they? Is it Is this? What do they call it?
It's a marriage.
Married.
Yeah.
All right.
How do they word it in the 14?
It just says after an initial 12-year maturation, the bottling is re-racked in a combination of first fill bourbon barrels and first fill sherry hogsheads, and then that's
it sounds like it's 12 years in the bourbon cask.
Yeah, and then half of it
goes into the sherry, half goes into the bourbon for two
another
further years.
Cask,
yeah, because it's first fill bourbon cask, so it can't be the same.
Yeah.
And it's hogsheads, so it's not butts.
Yeah.
And then it's the two would be then married together.
That's fair. I was trying to get my head around if they
were
were doing like 12 years bourbon, another year's bourbon, and then chucking it in the sherry for a finish.
Yeah, I know what you mean, because it's difficult, like the difference between blends, married, finish.
That's just like finishing.
And then when you get into like the Solera cask that we had.
Yeah.
Where the hell does that come into it?
Well, that one, the one where they just leave some of the last stuff in it.
Yeah, they have like a vat.
Yeah.
It's
a big like a washback.
Yeah, and especially when you come to the fact that the cars we're reading and the online sources that you go to all get a little bit fruity with the language because they don't want it to sound boring.
Yeah.
So then they say, "Oh, it's been re-racked."
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean?
Yeah. What is this? Like the finals of the snooker masters?
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean though. So yeah, I from my understanding, that means it's been married.
Yeah.
Sounds like it from the description. So I guess, according to this one, so it doesn't really explain, does it? Because it says it's both bourbon and sherry casks are used for maturation. So it could be any number of years and then married, or it could be two 21-year-olds that are then married together.
Yeah. Or it could be 10 years in a bourbon, 11 years in a sherry.
Yeah, it doesn't really say. I have got a page up on it here, but doesn't really say.
Keeping their secrets close to their chest.
If you know how it's made, feel free to leave a comment.
That was a Malafor or whatever.
What?
Keeping their secrets close to their chest.
I feel that was just a broken metaphor, but
That's supposed to what a Malafor is, isn't it? Like,
no, metaphor is a mix of two metaphors.
Yeah, well, you keep your secrets and you keep your cards close to your chest, and they both mean the same thing.
All right. I'll let you have it. Burn that bridge when we come to it. So, dark chocolate and sweet
if the cat
spice.
Fits.
It sits.
Yeah.
I do get a bit of dark chocolate on that. Like that kind of bitter cocoa.
Yeah, it's actually very bitter.
Yeah.
Like as the front of but then it mellows out into more of a chocolatey creaminess.
Yeah. Bitter cocoa on the nose. Let's give it a sample.
I was doing a taste. It's been at this for like 40 minutes.
Quite spicy.
Yeah, still quite bitter.
Quite bitter. Into the palate with spice. See, the problem is I've never had figs and prunes or grapefruit. So I've only got dark chocolate and ginger that I know what it tastes like.
Figs and prunes are like, well, have you ever had Dr. Pepper?
Yeah.
That's fizzy prune juice, basically.
It's been a long time since I've had it. I don't really like fizzy drinks.
Yeah, but yeah.
Because I'm old.
Yeah, it's got like they're basically just dried fruits. They all have a very similar,
Yeah,
sultanas.
It's a sherry influence.
Sultanas and raisins. People say they taste different, but they're very similar.
I don't even know what the difference is between a sultana and a raisin.
The original fruit. I don't even know what they are. Grapes and someone else, I imagine.
Okay. Because a raisin is a dried grape, basically.
Yeah. And then I don't know what a sultana is.
I'm not sure I'd say it was a long and warming finish. I'd give it a warming finish. I don't know if it's a long finish.
It's like medium.
It's hard to tell from 10 mils. Yeah. I'd say a medium.
I haven't even had the full 10. I'm going to have to go because we're going to have to finish it off. That's what 6 drams are for.
I've drunk all of them.
Yeah. To be fair, my collection of 10 mils of whiskies is getting a bit big. We might have to deal with that when you come to visit.
More than happy to do that. I'm going to say I've got a load of like little bits left over from previous boxes, so I was like, I said it. I'll just get drunk. So I would give that. It's harder with the 10 mils because you get less of an impression. But I would give it a 4. On what I've tasted, I would say that's a 4.
Yeah, I would agree. I just finished mine and it's...
Any comments?
I'd say it builds through the finish.
I've put that I quite like the bitter cocoa flavours because I quite like dark chocolate. So it's quite...
It'd probably go well with like a 70-80%.
Yeah, maybe we ought to do that.
I can feel this... I can't do it now, I've drank it. But
No, I'm thinking for either when I visit.
Yeah.
Or something.
Well, there was that guy with the chocolate raisins. He was a guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good. He was our first ever whiskey tasting, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Not him specifically, the whiskies he gave us.
Yeah.
But we didn't eat him.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
This guy tastes like sultanas and
Tasted better with
honey.
chocolate raisins.
Force fed with chocolate raisins to get Pate the whiskey connoisseur.
Pate the bartender.
Yeah. I feel like bartender's probably like...
It's a little bit insulting. The guy was more than not that there was anything wrong with being a bartender, but he was a little bit more than that.
Yeah. So, I think this was a very good box.
It was. I enjoyed that greatly. Comparing it to our last box, it's about the same. We had quite a few good ones in the last one as well, but that one was pretty much built for us because it was all about cask finishes.
Yeah, which is, I mean, if you're going to give us something that's finished in a wine
Yeah, we're
barrel,
probably going to like it.
probably going to enjoy it.
We like his tannins, don't we?
Funny, because like I'm not a huge wine fan. I don't mind like a
No, me neither.
or a Cabernet Sauvignon or whatever, but
I do not like red wine.
listen, I don't like white wine.
I don't mind white wine because it's not got a lot to it. It's just like dry.
But yeah, the thing I think it's probably the reason that I don't mind red wine is because usually if I have red wine, it's with spaghetti or lasagna or something like that, and they're very well paired.
Yeah.
So
I just going back through the tastings, and you know how we quite like those Glen Scotia ones that we had, or I really liked them.
Yeah.
To the point that I bought a bottle.
Yeah.
The one
you give it 2.5.
Yeah. No, the one that Sarah gave us in the Droofy Cobbler.
Yeah.
That was a Glen Scotia.
Oh right, yeah.
Not gave us. She charged us 17 quid.
Yeah.
But the one that she recommended
for us.
Yeah. She's probably pining for you still, you know.
Yeah.
Pining, mate.
Pining.
Yeah, we ought to somehow contact her and link her to the podcasts.
And then she'll be like, "Oh my God, stalkers! These guys talk about me on a podcast."
At the next podcast, we can hear you get swatted.
What?
At the next podcast, we can hear you get swatted.
Yeah.
All right, I think that about wraps it up.
Yep. I should have a companion blog. I might even